Some breaking news. ET can confirm basketball legend Kobe Bryant is dead at the age of 41. The former NBA star reportedly died after his private helicopter crashed around the LA neighborhood of Calabasas.
I choose to think positively, no matter what's going on around me. I have a great life and will continue to have a great life. Every breath I inhale, I feel confident. The future is good.
Some breaking news to tell you about this evening. Yet another powerful earthquake has struck southern Puerto Rico, this one at a shallow depth, raising more concerns about the unstable infrastructure in a region that has been hit by numerous quakes over the past month.
Today, the Caribbean was hit by one of the most powerful earthquakes on record in that region, magnitude 7.7. It was centered in the sea between Jamaica and Cuba, and it was felt 450 miles away in Miami.
Right, and it is rare for Miami to feel the tremors from an earthquake, but this afternoon, some buildings here shook enough that hundreds of people emptied into the streets around town. Now, so far, there are no reports of injuries or damage here, but closer to the epicenter, which is between Cuba and Jamaica, videos appear to show where giant sinkholes opened up in the Cayman Islands. The earthquake struck just after 2 this afternoon, causing panic in areas where the jolt was much stronger.
A new case of coronavirus has been confirmed in Southern California.
Our top story, South Korea has reported its 3rd confirmed case of the Wuhan coronavirus.
In China, health officials have announced they expect to see the coronavirus outbreak intensify.
Tonight, a rapidly evolving public health emergency, with Massachusetts confirming its first case of coronavirus in Boston, the 8th in the U.S. so far. The Department of Defense approving future quarantine centers at military bases across the country, with space for the nearly 1,000 Americans still stuck in Wuhan. So far, at least 11,000 people are infected in 24 countries, but concern is growing the true number could be much higher. A new study predicts as many as 75,000 people could be infected in Wuhan alone.
When the World Health Organization first started monitoring the crisis, it reported 282 cases, almost all in China, with 6 deaths. A week later, more than 4,500 cases had been declared and just over 100 were dead. Today, it's more than 17,000 patients worldwide, though mainly in China, and 362 people have died so far.
Now let's get more on our top story on the coronavirus, because news is emerging that 6,000 people are currently on board a cruise ship near Rome due to a Chinese couple on board showing symptoms of the coronavirus. None of the passengers are able to leave. The Costa Smeralda cruise ship docked near Rome at the port of Civitavecchia, but no one has been allowed to disembark while the couple are checked by medical staff after suffering symptoms of fever and respiratory problems. Another Chinese couple are currently in hospital in Rome undergoing medical checks.
Scott, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is confirming the first case of human-to-human transmission in the United States of the novel coronavirus. They are turning it over now on the call that's going on right now to the Illinois Department of Health. So it appears it would be in conjunction with that case that had been confirmed in a person who traveled back to Chicago from Wuhan, China.
We're going to begin with the coronavirus, that unsettling moment today when nearly 200 Americans came off that plane in the U.S. They are back home and under quarantine tonight. They have already been tested several times. Crews right there waiting, medical teams, in fact, wearing protective gear. You can see them there at the bottom of the stairs. Passengers tested multiple times on the long journey back, first landing in Alaska, then in California. Tonight, it's believed some 800 Americans are believed still to be trapped in Wuhan, China, and a growing number of American airlines are now suspending flights to the region. While here in the U.S. tonight, the CDC talking just moments ago about cases here at home.
We don't know what sort of damage this virus could do if it were to spread in a country with a weaker health system. We must act now to help countries prepare for that possibility. For all of these reasons, I'm declaring a public health emergency of international concern over the global outbreak of novel coronavirus.
At least 53 people have been killed during rainstorms in eastern Brazil. Many were buried in landslides or washed away in floods over the weekend. Rescue crews are still searching the thick mud and surrounding area for 17 missing people. The devastation is widespread, with damaged houses, downed trees and power lines, as well as overflowing rivers and collapsed bridges. More than 2,500 people were evacuated from their homes. The torrential rain started to ease off on Sunday after dumping more than 7 inches.
Prince George's County, Maryland, say one of their officers responded to 911 calls last night that reported a driver hit several cars in suburban Washington, D.C. The apparent driver was arrested, as this cell phone video shows. Police say he was handcuffed and put into the front seat of a police car with a seatbelt fastened. Both the officer and the suspect were African American. What happened next is now under investigation. Police say the two got into some kind of struggle inside the car, and the man, still wearing handcuffs, was shot several times.
We up here, we work a lot, and I think a lot of times we take stuff for granted. Like, I don't talk to you guys as much as I need to. The fact that we're not going to be able to joke at his Hall of Fame ceremony. We're not going to be able to say, hi, I got 5, you got 4. The fact that we're not going to be able to say, if we would stay together, we could have got 10. Those are the things that you can't get back. And with the loss of my father, my sister, and my thing, that's the only thing I wish I could just say something to him again. Last time I talked to him was when we were here and I asked him to get 50 and he got 60. It's the last time I spoke to him. And I just wish I could have, so it definitely changes me. I have to, because I work a lot. You guys know what I do. I work probably more than the average guy, but I just really have to now just take time and just call and say, I love you. Rick Fox finally called me and said, man, I love you. B. Shaw called me. So I'm going to try to do a better job of just reaching out and just talking to the people rather than always procrastinating, because you never know. Life is too short. I could never imagine nothing like this.